Imagine spending your entire life unlocking the secrets of the human mind, its dreams, fears, and desires. Yet, every day you follow the same routine. Was Sigmund Freud's daily life as complex as the minds he studied? Or surprisingly simple? In this video, we'll step inside the daily routine of the father of psychoanalysis. Before we dive into Freud's daily routine, let's step back for a moment. Sigmund Freud was born in 1856 in a small town called Freiburg, in what is now in the Czech Republic. His family moved to Vienna when he was just 4 years old, a city that would become the stage for his intellectual revolution. Originally trained as a medical doctor and neurologist, Freud's early career was rooted in hard science. But his curiosity pulled him deeper into the mysteries of the human psyche. He wasn't content just to study the body. He wanted to understand the mind. By the late 1890s, he began developing a radical new method of therapy, one based not on physical symptoms, but on words, dreams, slips of the tongue. He called it psychoanalysis. His book, The Interpretation of Dreams, turned the world upside down. Freud argued that our unconscious mind, the thoughts and desires we don't even know we have, influences everything we do. He wrote, "Dreams are the royal road to the unconscious." Freud introduced concepts that forever reshaped how we understand ourselves: the id, the ego, and the superego, the Oedipus complex, defense mechanisms, and of course, the talking cure. All of these ideas came from one core mission: to explore the hidden depths of the human mind. His famous phrase, "Where id was, there ego shall be," captured his lifelong goal to bring our unconscious drives into the light of conscious awareness. Freud didn't believe in eliminating conflict. In fact, he said, "A man should not strive to eliminate his complexes, but to get into accord with them. They are legitimately what directs his conduct in the world." And though some of his theories are still debated or even dismissed today, no one can deny the impact Freud had on psychology, art, literature, and culture at large. But behind all those big ideas was a man of habit, discipline, and surprising routine. So, what did a day in the life of Sigmund Freud look like? Let's find out. Freud's day started early, around 7 a.m., and it started with coffee. Strong, rich Viennese coffee, always accompanied by bread, butter, and sometimes honey. Then came the next ritual: reading. Freud would read newspapers, medical journals, and letters. Lots of letters. In fact, he believed responding to correspondence wasn't just politeness, it was part of his intellectual work. "I have always found writing to be a substitute for the lack of real satisfaction in life." To him, writing was thinking. It was connection. He meticulously answered letters from students, colleagues, even rivals, each one a window into his evolving ideas. Once the reading and writing were done, he would prepare for the heart of his day: seeing patients. From around 9 a.m., Freud's consulting room became a stage for the mind. His famous couch sat in a room filled with artifacts, Egyptian statues, Greek relics, and Roman busts. Why? Well, Freud said they helped patients feel they were part of something timeless, something bigger than themselves. Each patient session lasted about 50 minutes, then a short pause, then another patient, and another. Patients would lie down and speak freely, while Freud listened, often from behind. He called this process free association. In therapy and life, he valued self-honesty. As he put it, being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. He could see up to 5 or 6 patients a day, carefully listening, observing, and helping people navigate the labyrinth of their unconscious. In the quiet moments between sessions, Freud took notes, outlined ideas, and often began drafting the texts that would later become groundbreaking works. His afternoons were often devoted to writing, and writing wasn't a side activity, it was his mission. Love and work, work and love, That's all there is. At lunchtime, Freud allowed himself simple pleasures. A traditional Viennese meal, sometimes soup, meat, and potatoes. But the real constant? His cigars. Freud reportedly smoked up to 20 cigars a day. It was more than a habit. It was part of his thinking process. He joked, "Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar." After lunch, he would take a brief walk, often accompanied by family members or colleagues, discussing ideas and observations. These walks were where many of his theories were refined, outdoors in conversation. In the evening, Freud didn't slow down. He continued working, either writing or reading. But he also made time for family. He was close to his wife, Martha, and had 6 children, including Anna Freud, who would become a renowned psychoanalyst herself. Dinner was lighter than lunch, and after that came Freud's favorite intellectual relaxation: reading about archaeology, history, and literature. He often said that if he hadn't been a doctor, he would have been an archaeologist. He saw a deep connection between ancient ruins and the human mind. He once wrote, "The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water." He would go to bed around 11 p.m., but not without one last cigar, a moment of quiet reflection on the day's work. So, what can we learn from Freud's daily routine? First, discipline feeds creativity. Freud wasn't waiting for inspiration, he created it every morning with coffee, letters, and reading. Second, daily writing, not as a chore, but as a way to think, to clarify, and to communicate. Third, observation and reflection. Whether in a patient session or on a walk, Freud was always collecting insights. And finally, the power of ritual. His cigars, his reading, his structured day. These small habits grounded him, giving stability in a world of chaos and complexity. Freud himself stated most profoundly, "Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness." Freud's daily life reflected that belief, a balance of relationship and purpose, of reflection and output, of chaos and control. Sigmund Freud taught us that the unconscious shapes our actions, but it's fascinating to see how his conscious daily routine shaped his genius. Would his structured approach to life work for you? Let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to explore more daily routines of great minds, make sure to subscribe and join me on this journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep discovering.